U92, number one for hip hop, U92SLC.com. It's Rawk The Mic.
Hey, yo.
And I got my man AP in the building.
Hey, what's up?
Dog,
man?
it's been a long time coming, my G.
Something like that, man.
Yeah.
It feels good to finally be up here, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I've been seeing you all over the place. Shout out to my man Dalton. I think he got maybe the first podcast with you.
Yeah, he gave me one of the first looks, man, when I came back in, however you want to call this, but yeah.
This is kind of a return, right? Because you've been doing music, but you kind of took a little hiatus.
Yeah, just naturally. Things happen, real life, but we back into it now. So, coming back into it, Dalton was definitely one of the first people to, give me a look. So, shout out to him, man.
Yeah, shout out to my man Dalton.
The Thinking Project, shout out to him.
Shout out to you, man. You out here making noise.
Trying.
In more ways than one.
This little light of mine,
He let this shine. So I want to start off with, who is AP? Where did you come from? Are you a Utah native?
Nah. So about that, man, I was actually born and raised in American Samoa. I'm actually first generation, I guess, if you will. I'm a U.S. national. So I was born and raised in American Samoa. Spent a little bit of time in Hawaii, and then went to high school out here. Went to Hunter High. Shout out to Wolverines. Shot a bang at her.
Hey, y'all gotta fix the W on the Wolverines though, because
they do. It be looking crazy, don't it?
He's gone.
Yeah, it looks crazy. You drive past like, what is that? Yeah. That's not a Wolverine.
Love to the Wolverines though, man.
Hey man, it look good though, man.
So you went to high school, here, right? Yep. So I mean, pretty much you grew up here. I mean, you had high school years.
Essentially, yeah, for sure. I'm a firm believer in, it ain't about where you from, it's where you at. You know what I mean? So, Utah's definitely been that to me since we've been here. So
what they say in the Water Boy, home is where you make it.
Yeah.
And the homeboy was like, homeboy, he like to see homeboys naked.
That's what Mama said.
So you are a musician.
Yeah, essentially a AP, man. I'm a musician of sorts. I try to do my singing thing here and there, but for the most part, man, I'm very much an MC at heart.
Yeah, sure. Man. I first came across you when I was doing my reaction videos, right?
Yeah.
And getting to see you in that light, right? It's like you could tell you're a creative that has more in his mind than just lyrics. Right, you have a full picture is what I got from a lot of the stuff that I've seen from you.
Hell yeah, I appreciate that, man. Most definitely, I approach this more so in a sense for me. So when it comes to hip hop, this rap, this music thing is more selfish for me. This is a preferred outlet. This is how I get my thoughts off. Some people, they write it down. Some people play video games. Some people obsess over other things. I like to rap. I like to create, make music. So.
Yeah. So how long collectively have you been making music?
Man. It's gonna make me sound old, but like 15 years, honestly.
Damn.
I mean, ever since I was in high school, I've always had my hand in production. Early on, I made beats, you know what I'm saying, back in the Fruity Loop days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to go in, and after a while,
you had the demo version though,
for sure. I rode that demo till the wheels fall off. I wrote some hits off that demo, dog, for real. But nah, I was making beats for some whack rappers, and after a while, I was just tired of hearing people come off super weak on my super dope production, So I was just like, I could do this, So eventually, bro, it just grew into a love. Naturally, I was a writer. I've always been. My mother taught English young, so I was fortunate enough to learn English and how to formulate things young. You know what I'm saying? So I fell in love with the art of just words, rhyming. So was there anybody else in your family that's a musician or in the music? Yeah, it's funny you ask. My pops is he's a drummer. Yeah, he's a drummer. So growing up, I was always around percussion, and naturally I picked it up too. My sister plays the piano. She actually knows, she's musically inclined. She's classically trained. She can play the piano and all that. Whereas me and my pop, we're very in our heads. We play by ear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's one thing that I would love to learn is to play the piano, because you always see the YouTube videos when people go to the airport and then they just start getting down. I'm playing Stevie Wonder.
Piano player swag is on point too. They're so poised and just sleek with it. It's kind of cool, man. It's fly. If I could learn, I ain't got the patience nor the tolerance for it, man. I can't do it.
Is your pops still around?
Oh yeah, very much so.
So what's up? Will we see Pops and you get down?
Man, Pops is a very much a religious man these days. Certain things he don't do anymore, and that's one of them. But You know, there's always the love. We grew up with. I grew up in a household where there was always music playing, always. You know what I mean? If it wasn't my sister practicing her piano or whatnot, there was also, you know, just the stereo blaring, the 8-track player blaring. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
it would have been dope to have like a full family band, like Jackson 5 type situation.
I mean, I guess I would have been the one in the family that was. I'd have been David Ruffin of the. I'd have been over there trying to outshine everybody. You know what I'm saying? Trying to steal the light at all the shows.
All cocaine.
I mean, I wouldn't say all that. I was definitely the one. I was the black sheep. Okay.
Yeah.
That would have been me for sure.
Do you do you get your inspiration from like other guys like that, like some of those old Motown kind of guys?
100%. Yeah, actually. So my uncle. Shout out my Uncle Wayne. He's growing up, he used to be like one of those performers on the cruise ships back in Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was one of those guys. They were like a cover Temptation group. So they did all like the Motown hits, the Manhattans, the Shy Lights, all of them. So like growing up, I knew all them joints. You know what I mean? So that was a huge inspiration. Definitely gave me some insight on like different music, because growing up, all we knew was island music and reggae and whatever our parents was listening to. You know what I'm saying? So that was a cool little mixture of things, you know what I mean? Picked up a lot of game that way, so shout out my Wayne.
How do you obviously it sounds like your family's very religious, right?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming LDS?
Very, very much so.
Do we say LDS or is it Mormon? Or
either or, I guess it depends on the day of the week.
I don't want to come off disrespectful.
Depends on who you are. Yeah, right? It's
the Latter-day Saints.
How would you prefer to be called?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't know. But we know who we talking about.
With your family being heavily into the religion,
sure.
Is there any like backlash from you doing what you do, or does your family support?
You know what's crazy is they've been more than supportive. So obviously I've been doing music for a little bit. You know, picked up what you would call what little success I did have in Vegas. I got picked up on a tour and a bunch of other things, but I have had other opportunities where they were big enough to where I needed some advice, some insight, you know what I mean? So there were a few different occasions or occurrences where I would turn to my folks and ask them for advice, like, yo, what do I do? And, you know, I grew up in a very strict Polynesian household. Like, a strict poly household is like...
What does that look like?
You get your ass whooped.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like their way or no way, and if it, you know what I mean? So it's... reaching out to them and expressing myself and asking them for the kind of help, and them in turn reacting the way that they did and supporting me the way they did, for me, that was huge. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because they know I'm definitely out here sinning.
Yeah.
You know? But like, for an instance, the first time I ever got offered a record deal, I didn't know what to do. And I turned to my pops, you know, and I'm thinking he's going to tell me, like, well, you need to straighten up. You need to wise up, quit doing that, go get a regular job, do what you're supposed to do. And my pops was straight up like, man, go chase your dream. Go do it for all them little ones we left back home who can't do what you're doing. You know what I mean? So that, for me, that was huge. So when it comes to the religious thing, it's definitely prevalent. God has always been a huge part of the household, but my parents, they different. They're very supportive of what I do. My whole entire family. So, you know, shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to the fam. I think that it's hard to do what entertainers do, right? To travel. I mean, you talked about having a record deal. Those are some serious things that you have to go through. Yeah. And to not have a family support system, that would be extremely difficult.
Yeah, and it's also discouraging. You know what I mean? If your own people don't believe in you enough to say yes or be like, yes, I got your back, in turn, you're going to eventually look internally and be like, what am I doing wrong? Am I not good enough to leave an impression on them to where they think they can support me? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that just goes deep, man.
Have you ever been discouraged?
All the time. I think it's healthy. You know what I mean? You can't always be... This particular sport, this realm, it's very competitive. You have to be very confident in your abilities and your approach and things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you're not, it shows. Hip-hop is and always has been a very arrogant, in-your-face, like, I'm the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's always been that way. So, I mean, you just got to stay competitive, but everyone has their moments. Everyone's going to doubt themselves.
So how do you get over those moments? How do you keep going? How does AP look himself in the mirror and be like, you know what, bro? It's going to be tough right now, but hey, keep going.
Man, for me, it's like I said before, when I got into this for me is selfish. I love that people are gravitating towards my music and they feel me, I 100% appreciate that. But more so when I say selfishly, like I do this for me. I do this because I need to say something. I need to get something off my chest. I need to express it in this sort of way, or I want to, you know, create this melody and say this so that people who can relate are like, yo, this has always been a thought, but it's never has it been like said that way. And you know what I'm saying? So that for me, music is bigger than just this. You know what I mean?
So how do you move on from there? Like right now you got a buzz, right? What's the next level? What's the next gear that AP checks into?
I need to get into more. I need to get into album mode. Like I'm, you know, got the little EP, the little project that I'm working on, but you know, for a long time I've always been like, I don't know, you know, I'm cool with just releasing singles and, you know, and popping in and out where I want, but I definitely feel like I'm in a better position in my life right now where I can put more time into this. I can really make this into something potentially. Whereas before I've just been like, I'm having fun. Yeah, I could really care less where it goes, and that's still somewhat the mentality right now. Like I'm not out here trying to be the next big thing. Like if it works out that way, yes, absolutely awesome. I appreciate it. That'd be dope. But for now, man, we just enjoying the ride, bro. We're just doing dope stuff that we like to do. I'm writing what I want to write and not caring what other people think. I'm not writing for the general public. It'd be dope if you can relate, but I've been doing it long enough to know that somebody out there is going to resonate with it, you know.
And when you're writing these things, are you writing from like self stories? Is this 100%. Things that you go through?
So a lot of it, majority of it is definitely based on personal experience and how I'm feeling, wherever the inspiration may be coming from. But there's also been instances where I speak on things that I speak for the voiceless, the people that can't say these things out loud, who can't express them. And if I feel the need to be the voice or to say it, you know, then I'll definitely do that. But for the most part, yeah, almost everything I speak on is just based on personal experience. Yeah.
I listening to your lyrics, you are one of the top lyricists that I've ever heard out here.
Bless.
You have double entendres, triple entendres that a lot of people, I don't know if they catch them.
Dre out here using all the right verbiage.
But that's a huge compliment to you and what you do and the word flips that you do. You're a wordsmith. Yeah. You have a way with lyrics and the way that you flip and use these things. I'm like, wow, like it makes me want to go back and be like, yo, did I catch that right?
And that's crazy because like when you do your reaction videos and when you react a certain way to certain things, like sometimes you don't even need to say nothing. You'll make like a facial expression. I'll be like,
he got it.
I wrote it. Exactly. But you don't even, it's one of those where if you don't get it, you don't get it. If you get it, kudos. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when I see your little facial reactions to some of the shit you don't even need to say or respond to, I'm like, see, that's why I write for those reasons, man. Because I know it's somebody out there who's going to get me. They're going to know what I'm talking about. But, man, thank you. I do appreciate you pointing that out only because I do take pride in my writing ability. You know, I'm very much a hip hop head. Mm-hmm. I'm a nerd when it comes to this. So, like, I find myself having to dumb it down a lot just to be relevant because I could be that guy that'll take you here, and all sorts of, you know. But, you know, we're in an age right now where we ain't trying to overload people with information, doing too much. You know, sometimes just being subtle and there's ways of saying things without saying too much. You know?
Yeah. So, I think that's the beauty in where we are musically, right? Is that there's a time and place for all of it, right? I don't think we're in a generation no more where it's like, okay, that dude's lyrical miracle every day, right? Like he doesn't have to be that.
Hey, that's facts.
He could give us. I mean, I think Cole is a good example of that, right?
Very much so.
Where he can give. I mean, even a lot of people don't think 21 is a lyrical miracle kind of guy, but 21 be spitting bars.
Oh, he goes off. I heard something the other day that was like, I don't even know, but I was surprised.
Yeah, and I think
pleasantly surprised.
There's a space for everybody in all of that, and I love it when artists are versatile in doing that, where it's like, I'm going to give you something where you're going to have to think about some things, but then I'm also going to give you some things where you could just chill out and smoke an L.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Pretty much. You know, so I think that's pretty much where we're at right now, is just trying to find that balance, you know, with not coming off some type of so miracle, all that other, you know, but still being dope. So I think all that comes down to like the right production too. There's so many different contributors to what there may be. So yeah.
So where does who are some artists that kind of inspired you?
Oh man. So growing up, I was very different. I grew up on East Coast. I mean, yes, very much so. My inspiration comes from East Coast rap. So I grew up, Hove in my eyes is the GOAT.
I would agree with that.
Will always be the GOAT. I grew up on like the Locks. I grew up on DMX. I grew up on Mace. Mace is in like my top 5. Right. So I'm different, dog. Yeah.
I mean, yes and no, right? Because your everybody that you just named off, I agree 100% with.
Yeah.
Including Mace.
Word?
Including Mace.
Harlem World to me was one of the greatest albums ever, dog. Cause it was at that stage where it was like that soft, relaxed, nonchalant rap, like, you know, real swaggy, like, but also like arrogant as fuck. You know what I mean? So,
well, don't get it twisted. He was Murder Mace.
Oh, facts.
Like, don't get it twisted.
But the way he did it, he was a soft. You know, like, you know what I mean?
You can differ. You know when a Mace record is on.
Yeah. Mace is that guy.
So who introduced you to those guys? Because coming from America Samoa, that's as far west as you can get.
You know what's crazy is I didn't really have anybody in my life that was like exposing me to that. I think the very first song that I heard that really like had my ears going was If I Were the World, Nas and Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
That song alone, like I memorized it within like a week's time, but I was just in love with the cadence. I was in love with the sound, the way he came off, this message, the way he was relating it, you know?
Yeah.
So I started to emulate that, you know?
That's definitely one of the top hip hop records of all time. The way Lauryn held her own, iconic.
Dope.
Like, come on,
Top
man.
Top 5 female artists of all time, for sure. So she was a huge inspiration. And Nas, so like in being introduced to Nas, I learned about everyone else, you know? Wu-Tang, what you call Rockefeller, State Property, like, dude, I got into everybody. I started learning about the groups and the ciphers and freestyling. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the West Coast. I always been a fan, but I just felt like me personally, my personal taste was more towards the East Coast because they had those thinkers. They would say some shit that would hit you like a day later, like, whoa.
You're like, oh, that's what he meant.
That's what he meant.
Philosophies.
I've been saying that. I've been saying that for a week, not knowing what the fuck I was saying. I understand.
Oh man, that's dope, man. I love those origins to hip hop because that's so authentic, man.
Bro, like Harlem World, legit. I think I was in my freshman year was when I got it, and if I'm not mistaken, Harlem World came out like. I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna be accurate. But when it came out, I literally was that dude who played it and would write down the lyrics. That's ultimately like how I learned how to formulate bars. Was like I was writing down word for word the songs, and then I would look over them like it's a pattern. You know what I mean? So that's ultimately like how I learned how to formulate or like how to construct my 16 bar verses. So I was like, it's a pattern. These always come off at these certain times, like, you know, and I realized verses are average 16 bar, you know, and then the hooks are usually 8 bars, and then if there's a bridge, that's usually 8 bars too. And
that's so unique, AP, and I don't know if you realize how unique that is, because typically what you see is, you know, why did you get into hip hop? It's usually, oh, my brother gave me this album, or my sister showed me this, or I had a homie on the block that rapped, so I thought I would. But for you were like, yo, I heard this song, I really liked it, and I wanted to learn more about it.
Yeah, and then for me, it was more intriguing too, because my household, we didn't listen to rap. If rap came on, my pops was changing the station immediately.
Wow.
So it was like you couldn't do it. It was forbidden. You couldn't do it at all. And I would like sneak in my room and like what little albums I got from my homie up the street. And I would only play them when my pops wasn't home. One of the first times it ever hit the fan, I remember my pops came home one time and he tried to go put in his RSA cassette tape. And RSA is like, if you Samoan, RSA, you don't mess with an RSA tape. Like, this is some old school classic Samoan music, you know what I'm saying? And he goes in to plug in and he puts in his tape, he put play. Black Rob, whoa, come on.
Oh, you dubbed it?
I did.
Oh,
I recorded because I was
man.
like, this is when that song first dropped too.
Yeah.
And that was huge. When Whoa hit the radio waves, bro, that was the joint.
Rest in peace, Rob.
So I wanted to be the cool kid that had it on cassette tape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I recorded over my pop's RSA tape. Man, he whooped my ass for like 2 days. He was hot.
To this day, if AP hears whoa, he gets the tingle in the back of the head.
Hey, be over there twitching.
Yeah.
I had a traumatic experience, okay?
So, one thing, I mean, you're bringing up so much that I can resonate with because I'm from the same era. We're the same elk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And back in the day, man, in middle school, even elementary, one thing that I would daydream about is like, yo, if I was a rapper, what label would I want to sign with? So when you were a kid, what label did you want to sign with?
Oh, bro, Aftermath. No, it wasn't, because it was Interscope.
Interscope?
Interscope had everybody.
Yep.
U2. Who else? Because it wasn't just, because Interscope was also, what's his name? What's the crazy old man, the old man that walking around barefoot? He worked, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The big huge
Rick Rubin.
Yes, Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
Like, that's who, because that was Rick Rubin shit. You know what I mean? So I was always
I thought he was Def Jam.
That's Interscope.
Oh, yeah.
So I was always like, Interscope's the mother, because I was like, I want to go to Shady. Then you find out Shady was Aftermath. Then I was like, I want to go to Aftermath. No, Aftermath's Interscope. Oh yeah, I want to go there too.
So if you had like a sub record label, like a Shady, like an Interscope or an Aftermath, like a Rockefeller, like a Bad Boy.
I mean,
like a Murder Inc.
I always it was either Rockefeller. It was always like Shady or Aftermath, and then it was. I'm not gonna lie, I had my G-Unit years too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be embarrassed about that. G-Unit was hard.
But growing up, I remember thinking I want to be on the same label as Outkast. When So Fresh and So Clean was out.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Outkast was the shit. That was me. I definitely want to be. I could be on that label.
You would fit in on that label. You would fit in with an Out. If I seen AP on the same lineup as an Outkast, you would fit in.
Yeah.
You would fit that bill.
Because they some hip hoppers.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
But out of like you got Big Boy that is very much ATL, right? And then you can't tell me a 3 Stacks verse that is whack. You can't tell me. You can't tell me a 3 Stacks verse that is whack. Ever.
3 Stacks is one of the GOATs, man. Hands down.
Ever. Just simple.
Yeah, that man don't need no following. That's for sure.
Who would you want to collab with? Let's talk like Dream. Who would you want to collab with?
Damn, that's tough. Wow. Anderson .Paak.
Yes.
I think Anderson .Paak, that would be a fun studio session. Just because I feel like I've always wanted, I'm totally down with the whole funky thing. I could get down with it, you know. I love performing with a live band. Especially when you performed with them before and you have some chemistry and they can just feed off of you or feed off of each other essentially, man, performing with a live band, there's nothing else like it. You know what I mean? Having a DJ is awesome, but being able to perform with instruments and everybody vibing on stage, man, it's something magical. So I think Anderson .Paak would be hella fun. Bruno Mars would be dope. I think if I were to collab with more people, I don't think it would be more so rappers, if you will. I think it would be, other musicians and other artists and try and, make something different.
Would you bring your dad to the studio station with Paak?
Absolutely not.
I mean, Paak, he be getting down on the drums.
Oh, if I was going to be in there bored as hell, he going to be that nigga in the corner like, where can I take a nap?
Yo, I hope your dad don't listen to this.
Man, that's my guy. Shout out Pops, man.
Yo, smack you.
Love that, man. He's somewhere giving somebody a blessing or something, man.
Yeah, man. Well, I think you got all the blessings, man, because you got a project that's dropping really soon, right?
Yes, sir.
When are we dropping this project? What is this project?
Yeah, man. Christmas Day. The project's called Here Without You. That's a title for me. It's basically just speaking on, different perspectives as far as people who aren't here. So whether it's people we lost on the wayside who just, couldn't stick with the plan, or, people that we've lost physically that aren't here anymore. It's been a tough couple of years. So there's a lot of people who aren't with us in the physical form, and also, dealing with circumstances where they don't have their freedom. So, whether it's previous relationships or whatever, but Here Without You is more so a stamp in time, and just speaking on where I'm at right now, and the people who aren't here to experience it. So,
and it drops Christmas Day.
Christmas Day.
Where can we do we streaming it?
It'll be available on all platforms. So right now the single is out from the project. It's called Sully. You can find that everywhere you can think of, literally everywhere. So look it up. It's out there, man. Video coming soon. Brought to you by Ame Dukes. So it's gonna be crazy.
Dukes and I ran into each other at Mr. Fry's grand opening.
Oh man, I heard it was crazy. Hey, that place has been popping.
Yeah.
Popping.
Yeah, definitely go check it out. It's in Jordan Landing, literally right across the street from the Cinemark. Like, you can see the movie
it's right
times.
in that kitty corner by where that arcade used to be, huh?
The perfect location, AP.
Yeah,
like,
that's cool.
Have you had it yet?
I have not.
You gotta go get some.
Bruh, I see all the Instagram posts. I gotta find the time to make it. They got 2 locations, right? It's not just the one in West Jordan.
There's another one opening up. I don't know if I'm supposed to say it, but
yeah, I'm gonna just be quiet. But hey, yo, Mr. Fries, man, y'all go cop that. It looks fire, bro. It looks really, really good. Every time I see somebody posting on the story, I'm like, man, I be trying to DoorDash it,
bro. I love it, but hey, man, I need to chill out.
For real?
I went there on Saturday and I went on Sunday.
So what do you get? What's the because I see there's hella different flavors, but like, what's the one though? If you were to make one recommendation of what I should get,
the surf and turf, man, the garlic shrimp with the beef, oh man, with the cheese. And they got so many different sauces.
How are the actual fries though? Like the fries themselves, like
good.
That's the basis of everything.
Yeah,
right?
that's the
Their
base.
Fries is off the chain.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm just have to try it.
Hey, low key, I can't say I haven't had a plain fry. That's the one thing that I love about Mr. Fries, man, is that like there is no naked fries. If you get the damn, you're gonna have something on your fries.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You know, some places they're like, yo, I ain't gonna throw. I better not, because they might try to endorse me or something.
Yeah,
but there's some places
you might catch a sponsorship.
Yeah.
And be like, oh.
Let me just say this: there's some places out here that you go in the drive-through around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and you don't always get everything on the fry. You know what I mean? Like this.
No, I'm curious. You know what? Don't say. I think I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just say you always get green sauce with it. you gotta get the green sauce with it. I'll just say that. That way, hey, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you are working out with a lot of people, man. You got a pretty cool
man. I'm
circle of people.
You know, it's crazy. Yeah, man. I really am blessed to be around the people that I'm around and being able to draw inspiration from those individuals. I feel like having a solid unit around you, and I'm definitely a team player, but I've never been the type to just run with a specific clique and then specifically move how they move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But organically, naturally, I've been blessed to interact with certain individuals where it's been mutually beneficial for all of us.
Yeah.
Everybody intermingles. So, shout out to everybody. Shout out to Ame Doug. Shout out to Young Majin, man. Shout out to K the Dog. Shout out to my big Uso, Hollywood Kilo. Shout out that man. That's, hey, I'm gonna say it right here, right now. Hollywood Kilo. Hey, I need y'all to go blow that man up on all platforms. You got him on Instagram, go blow that man DMs up. You got him on Facebook, go blow him up. Hollywood Kilo, in my opinion, aside from myself, you know what I mean? But hey, in my opinion, that man right there, man, he should have been taken off. He should have been blown up, man. Shout out to my Uso, man, Hollywood Killer. He is so talented.
He is
so talented, and he's sitting on such an amazing body of work that I can't wait for the world to hear. So, man, y'all go tell Kilo right now. Y'all go.
Tell him to stop making us wait. I've been waiting forever.
Hey, that's Mr. Anticipation. He'll have you on the seat like
no.
Yo,
Hollywood. I'm gonna look Kilo. I've been telling you this. All right. Give us it.
Talk to him.
Give us it, all right?
Talk to him, man.
Give us the project. Maybe give us some Lucy's.
That man sitting on a couple. Like, yo, for real. Y'all gonna play this back. When it does drop, y'all gonna play this back. Be like, AP Ben told us.
Yeah.
We should have listened. We should have been on this man's heels talking about drop this. So, yeah, man. Him, a lot of people. Shout out Kaika the Kid. He's on the whole nother.
Kaika was on the joint with you and Ame, right?
Yup.
Yeah. And Hollywood.
Yeah, him, my man Bettis. So there's a lot of innovators, man. Of course, there's a lot of people making noise. It's a great time for the music scene in the Valley right now, in Salt Lake and all of Utah. So much talent, Shout out to the Moon Gang. They've been doing their thing, Bobby Vendu and everybody. But I think it's good because everybody's just firing each other up.
Yeah.
Everybody's challenging each other to make their best music right now. So it's fun, man.
I just want you guys to keep going. One thing that I tell creators in general, and especially artists, is that there are going to be times where you get discouraged. You're not motivated. But those are the times where you got to keep going. You got to keep pushing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because if you fall off, your team might fall off too. Mm-hmm. The people that are as much as these guys are right there with you, right? A lot of those guys probably draw inspiration from you. A lot of those guys probably get motivated from you.
Oh, yeah.
So if
100%.
AP quits, or if Dukes quits, or if Majin quits, or if Kilo quits, it might rub off on somebody else, right?
Yeah.
So it's important for you guys to keep going, to keep you guys, ready.
For
really.
Sure. And that's what's great is that we're surrounded by people who challenge us in that way. Mentally, musically, physically. We're all constantly working. Like, Majin's one of the hardest working people I know. You know what I mean? His work ethic is crazy. He's one of the most persistent people. Like, anytime I do something with him, he's always on me. Like, hey, did you get it done yet? Have you done it?
Where's my verse?
Are you ready yet? I'm here. Are you ready? Where you at? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So shout out to him. But it's things like that. It's people like that. It's individuals that we constantly push each other. So yeah, man, it's good. It's good.
Are you a father?
I am.
How many kids you got?
I am a proud father. I have 3 kids.
Oh, same as me.
Yeah, so I'm actually in the position now because of them. Like, I had to get their permission to do all this all over. Because I already know, man, I'm going to be out here. Dad's going to be out here saying cuss words. Your dad's going to be out here saying some really crazy shit. So, like, I'm going to give you the heads up right now. Like, you good with this? You good with your friends? Like, they my biggest fans. So, shout out to my midgets, man. Yeah.
I love my kids too, man. Dude, they obviously motivate you, right?
For sure. They I definitely draw a lot of inspiration from them too. My kids are a little older, man. I started young, so man, we go out now. They think we're a bunch of homies just kicking it. But it's cool. It's cool to see. I don't expect my kids to like everything I do. Because I remember being their age and being like, that's a loser. Yo,
you're like, this Bible,
this cornball. I'm in the background like talking all this shit, but. So half the time I expect that from my kids, and I have my moments, but for the most part, it's kind of cool to see how proud they are of me. You know what I'm saying? They got me. They stream my music. They call me randomly at school. When they're at school, they'll FaceTime me randomly, like, hey, I want to introduce you to my friends. I told you my dad's a rapper. Like, look at him.
Now your dad's on U92.
I'll be like, chill. Your dad works a regular job.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like to rap. So it's like, yo, don't gas me up too much. You out here capping on these kids on the playground.
You're like, yeah, man, subscribe, like, comment, share.
you got your friends thinking I'm like Jay-Z's homie. I am not. Not even a little bit.
You're on the trajectory though, man.
Yeah.
You are.
I keep hearing that, man, but man, thank you.
Not to gas anybody up, man, but I believe in every single one of you, for real. And there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of star power.
Yeah.
There is it. And I see it. I mean, I could see you having the same conversation with somebody well more qualified than me.
Hey,
I could see these things happening.
Stop.
And I'm excited, and I love.
Like, drop a bomb on him, flex. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, I just need. You can rhyme Dre with a lot of things, so just throw Dre in there somewhere, and then
So you don't have all the answers, Sway.
Well, my man Dre said
Dre told me I was ready, dog.
Well, AP, man, I appreciate you coming through, man. We got a single we're gonna play.
Very love. Oh yeah, man. AP. This song is called Sully. That's SOLE. So you know what it is, man. Shout out to you. But go stream that. It is everywhere right now. You're gonna love it, man. Show your mama, show your auntie, show your ex-boyfriend's cousin's little brother. You know what I'm saying? So everybody.
Especially him.
We out here. Especially that one. He owe me one. What's up?
Christmas Day, the EP show is going to be live.
It's going to drop. It's probably going to drop like midnight Christmas Eve. It's going to be out, so just be ready. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. AP, what's the socials? Where can we catch you at?
Man, find me on all socials at officially_a.p.
And
it's your boy, man.
Any live shows coming?
Yes, the 21st at Urban Lounge. You can find me with Get It Right Records. Shout out to Zach Ivy. We're going to do a whole little thing. It's going to be a holiday ball, ugly sweater contest. There's a cash money prize, man. Pull up on us, Urban Lounge, December 21st. Shout out to everybody on that bill. And then come January, we really setting the year off right. Forgive me if I get the date wrong. It's January 14th? 14th, yeah. Yep. Truly dedicated. Shout out to Mo Lake Entertainment. Shout out to K the Dog. Shout out to everybody involved. Shout out to you. You're going to be hosting.
Yeah, I'm going to be co-hosting with the Lake Talk 801.
With the Lake Talk. It's going to be some heavy hitters in the building. We got E-Rock on the ones and twos, and that whole lineup is crazy. Everybody performing is super talented, and it's going to be at the Complex. So definitely pacing to be one of the biggest shows we've done thus far. And, you know, I'm going to be up there with the whole gang. So it's going to be an amazing night, man. I'm really looking forward to that. Really, really looking forward to that. Hey, Majin told me I need to take my shirt off at this performance, so I don't know.
Is your body right?
Hell no. And we're going into Christmas? You got me. Oh, man. He like, you got to take your shirt off during 4th time.
Hey, you know it's easy for Majin to say that.
Of course, because you know why he's suggesting that, right? Because he already...
Exactly.
Majin been working since February 1st.
Yeah. He's ready so he don't have to get ready. But even if he's not ready, he got the tats to kind of hide everything.
Yeah, man. Shout out to boy, dog.
It's been AP. It's Rawk The Mic, and let's jump into Sully.
Let's go, man. Let's get it.
Right here on U92, your number one for hip hop.
You heard?
Yeah. Look, hey, look. All praises to the Most High. Yeah, to the Most High. Seen how the grass could look greener from both sides. Made it out alive, these situations where most die. Sink or swim, I got fishing nets when there's low tide. For situations far-fetched, I keep them close by. Feeling like I let out the plug with the whole pie. Pieced up in vanilla chucks and a bow tie. I'm out the pothole, fresh out the box flow. Thoughts cold, all I know is a snot nose. From the belly of the beast, plotting on the top flow. Renaissance flow, pen game Picasso. Contour, nothing abstract about it. Nightmares of being broke, having flashbacks about it. Lawless game got him waiting to get the drop on him. Been off the chain since Dwayne was laying rock bottoms. Was up to me, I would tell you, give me that ball back. That resurrected, walking about that tomb rat. You know that backyard boogie with the homies blowing cookies, helping Stella get a groove back. Memories of me whipping it down the 95. Bumping nothing made after 95. I'm living proof the working man is not a sucker. Going ham until my mother can retire from a 9 to 5. Lo and behold, about the fire is I keep 10 toes down, third eye to the sky. They say get it how you get it, boy, get it, it fly. Some wouldn't recommend it, but I still invite you to try. They say do your thing, pistol, the music thing suits you. And the kids way beyond anything you're used to. But I ain't here to amuse you, boy, it's a game. So if any, there ain't many I would lose to. I could turn the unbreakable to ruins, comparing what they done to what I'm capable of doing. Look, I'm losing chalk, outlining them. Like get up off the stage, P, you outshining them. You need your own shit, put them on that grown shit. That what everybody's saying, you should claim your throne shit. But I don't want the torch unless it's time to be burned. Just like I don't want the throne unless it's rightfully earned. These are memoirs of the young and the reckless. When dreams are limited to what's visible through these lenses. Say what is love if they don't comprehend the feeling? I'm just trying to see the world from a panoramic ceiling. A lifestyle so contagious, it's appealing. Even if these lights do expose whatever you conceal it. Trying to get accustomed to an unfamiliar feeling. Rather sleep on the floor than sleep on designer linen. I'm riding around with a diva, willing to pack a Nina. Goddess a silhouette, pirouettes of a ballerina. X's in my ear about how I should do better. Now that I'm surrounded by more curves than Bruce Jenner, I'm still the illest of them alive. To say that I'm content would be nothing short of a lie. So lo and behold, about the fire is I keep 10 toes down, third eye to the... Hey, bro needs to get him, I got him, and I'll be honest, after running this, I'm only tired of being modest. Cause ain't nothing changed with the contents of my wallet. Still the product of Michael Jackson meets Christopher Wallace. And I'm west side of banging her, throwing up the veil. Still eating like it's my last, rapping like I ain't had a meal. Still don't feel the need to keep it real. Still keep it 100 even though it's losing its appeal. Repping for my brother, putting work out in the field. Still attending to the wounds and we know time will never heal. Still gotta drive like no one else behind the wheel. Even after going so long, I know what it's like to feel for real. Woo!
Hey,
AP, what are you doing, man?
Something.
Oh my goodness, man, you went off.
Hey, man, Here Without You dropped December 25th. Merry Christmas.
You can say it. It's Rawk The Mic, my man AP.
Yo, blessings, man. Shout out Dre.
U92.